Introduction to the Age of Empire. The Age of Empire was a period marked by the expansion of European powers across Africa, Asia, and other parts of the world. This era consisted of the establishment of vast colonial empires. Nationalism played a defining role in both motivating and justifying these imperial pursuits. National pride and competition. Nationalism fueled intense competition among European nations, with each nation striving to expand its influence and power. National pride drove countries to seek territorial acquisitions. They believed that a larger empire would enhance their prestige on the global stage. This race for colonies was not only about resources, but also about demonstrating national strength and superiority. Justification through nationalism. Imperial powers often justified their expansionist policies through nationalistic rhetoric. They portrayed their colonial ventures as a civilizing mission, claiming that they were bringing progress and modernity to supposedly backward regions. This belief in the superiority of their own nation and culture provided a moral rationale for subjugating other peoples and territories. Economic motivations. While nationalism provided ideological support for imperialism, there were also significant economic factors. Colonies offered access to valuable resources, and European powers believed that controlling these resources and markets would strengthen their economies and, by extension, their nations. The role of technology. Advancements in technology during the Industrial Revolution facilitated imperial expansion. Innovations in transportation, such as steamships and railways, allowed for faster and more efficient movement of goods and people. Improvements in military technology, including rifles and artillery, gave European powers a significant advantage over the indigenous populations they sought to conquer. Nationalism within colonies. Interestingly, the spread of nationalism wasn't confined to the imperial powers. Nationalist ideas also took root in the colonies, often as a response to foreign domination. Colonized peoples began to develop their own sense of national identity and aspirations for self-determination. This rise of anti-colonial nationalism eventually led to independence movements and the decolonization process in the mid-20th century. Cultural impact of imperialism. Imperialism had a significant impact on the cultures of both the colonizers and the colonized. European powers imposed their languages and cultural practices on their colonies, and in doing so, they often undermined or even eradicated indigenous traditions. Conversely, the exposure to different cultures and ideas in the colonies also influenced European societies, and this led to a greater awareness of the interest in global diversity. Resistance and rebellion. Resistance to imperial rule was a common feature of the Age of Empire. Many colonized peoples resisted foreign domination through both peaceful and violent means. Nationalist leaders like Mahatma Gandhi in India and Sun Yat-sen in China emerged, who advocated for independence and self-rule. These movements were often inspired by the same nationalist principles that had motivated European powers to build their empires. The scramble for Africa. One of the most dramatic examples of imperialism during this period was the scramble for Africa. Between 1881 and 1914, European powers rapidly divided and colonized nearly the entire African continent. The Berlin Conference of 1884–85 formalized this process, with European nations drawing arbitrary borders with little regard for existing ethnic, cultural, or political divisions. This colonization had long-lasting and often devastating effects on African societies. Imperialism's legacy. Imperialism has a complicated legacy. On one hand, it led to significant infrastructure development such as railways and telegraph lines, and introduced new technologies and administrative systems. On the other hand, it caused immense suffering, disrupted traditional societies, and exploited natural and human resources. The boundaries drawn during the imperial period continue to shape political and ethnic conflicts in former colonies today.